this is October. Here comes Halloween. So what are you going to wear this year, huh? You could go as the devil. The devil's always good on Halloween because this is the night you're supposed to be scary. Maybe you could go as a she-devil. Yeah, that's a good idea. A nice she-devil with horns and big red lips who could walk in the parade. And when she saw somebody on the side of the parade, she would go up to him and she would pick him up. And then she would say, all right, I'm going to give you a nice, big, juicy French kiss. Ha ha! That would freak some people out. You know, Halloween has always been my favorite holiday and my sister Patsy's favorite holiday. We used to love it when Halloween came around and we would try to outdo each other with costumes. And one year, you know, my sister Patsy, she went to an all-girls Catholic school and she was a cheerleader. She had long blonde hair too. And I said, Patsy, you know what I'd like to be this year? I want to be a zombie cheerleader. And she said, and I said, can I borrow your cheerleading outfit? And Patsy says, no, Tom, I don't think so. And I said, well, why not, Patsy? I'd be a good cheerleader. Catholic girls who smoke cigarettes at recess, but the nuns don't know, otherwise they get expelled. Immaculate Heart, go Immaculate Heart, yay, yay. Well, anyway, I wasn't able to do that. That year I had to wear something a little bit more masculine. But I do remember my very first Halloween. I went as a hobo. I was always trying to run away from home back then. So I decided, well, I'll be a hobo because that's what I want to be. And I got a mask that was kind of down on the out guy. I put this bag over my head, you know, and I was going trick or treat, something for the night of the open road. And the next year, I went as a cowboy. But my cowboy was had a little bit more edge to it. It wasn't a Roy Rogers cowboy. I'd go around and when the people would answer the door, I'd say, okay, stick 'em up. Give me all your candy or I'll fill you full of that. And no apples. I don't want no stinking apples. Well, the next year, I went as a clown. And that was because Bozo was big around the house that year. Patsy and I had seen him in the circus, and we had his record album, and Patsy loved Bozo, so I didn't like him that much. So I decided, Patsy, I told her, I'm going to go as Bozo this year, but I was going to go as a suicidal Bozo. So, we went out that morning, or that night, we went out and we trick-or-treated together, and Patsy and I walked up to the place, and we rang the doorbell, and the people came, and we said trick-or-treat, and they started putting candy in our bags, and I said, oh no, I can't stand it anymore! I hate kids! Well, of course, Patsy refused to go trick-or-treating with me after that. That part of the deal wasn't so good. However, I will tell you this. Patsy still loves Halloween. It's her favorite holiday. Every year, still, she lives in a suburb of Los Angeles. When the kids come by, Patsy gets dressed up. And the kids come to her door, and they ring the doorbell, and before they can even get trick-or-treat out of the mouth, there's Patsy! Oh God, some of the kids don't even wait for the candy. They're running down the driveway. Me, so what's it gonna be? What are you gonna go as this year? You're gonna go as a ghoul? You're gonna go as a ghost? You're gonna go as a zombie? You know, a Cyclops is good. Not too many people go as Cyclops. Of course, here in New York at the Village Parade, a lot of people go in drag. And drag is always good because, you know, people kind of laugh at the idea of a man wearing a woman's clothes. And I'll go in drag once in a while, except sometimes what I'll do is I'll put female equipment on the outside of the dress. That kind of confuses people a little bit. But it's okay. I'll walk by the side there and I'll talk to the kids and everything like that, you know. There'll always be someone who'll make some remarks and they'll say, what's that around your neck? And I'll say, oh, this is my prostate tickler necklace. Would you like to try it? And no one will, of course. And then it's always good as you march in the parade to have something with you. So I like to carry my little orange cat. And then I'll go up to some teenage boy and I'll say, would you like to pet my pussy? And if he reaches his hand out, I go like this. They jump back. I'll tell you this, that's a little disturbing. Uncontrolled laughter is disturbing, and if you can't be scary, at least be disturbing. Because that's really what Halloween is all about. Being really scary, really disturbing, or really gross. Now, Patsy and I, we always tried to scare people, and we thought those were the best costumes, the scary ones. But once we went as my mom and dad, we thought that would be a goof on my folks if we went like them. So we did. And we went as mom and dad and everything like that, and walked down the street just like mom and dad. But, that's scary in retrospect, because as you grow older, you start to realize how you've become your mom and dad. Now, one year, we'd seen Wizard of Oz on the television, and so we decided we got to do a take on that. Patsy says, I'll be Dorothy. So Patsy got the blue pinafore, she got the red shoes, but Patsy figured, if she had been in a tornado, a real tornado, she'd be all banged up. So she put marks on her eyes, she had a black eye, she had scars, she had her arm in a sling, and she walked with a limp. And that was the Dorothy that she was. And of course, I went as the tornado. But I really don't know what I'm going to go as this year yet. I've got a couple of ideas. What's scary to me sometimes isn't scary to anybody else, or I will wear something and it'll be just a little bit too abstract. I remember one year I went to someone who I thought was scary. It was the woman I used to see at the laundromat. And she used to scare me because I said, could you please take your clothes out of the dryer? And she said, you don't want to mess with me. And she always scared me when she said that. But if I wore that one year and people said, I don't get it, it doesn't scare me. Well, okay, let me try to guess, see if you can guess what this is. Okay, if I go wearing it, can you guess? Huh? It's Andy Warhol, if he were still alive today. Oh, well. I was thinking of maybe going a little eco-themed this year. I'm an industrial site where the toxic runoff from the waste of the factories has the water so polluted in the nearby river that the people that live down the way are already fatally ill or dead. Maybe this needs a little bit of work. Anyway, that's just one of the things you want to do on Halloween, scare somebody. The second thing is get as much candy as you can. Patsy and I, you don't want these little things. You see, you can't carry much candy in these things. These are worthless. You got to wear something that's scary, number one. You got to go out there with a big bag. Get yourself a big trick-or-treat bag so you have a bundle of stuff. When Patsy and I would come home, we had a ton of stuff and we put it on the kitchen table to see who's got the most. This is my enforcer costume. That's right. I could always go this year as the enforcer. Because I know there's someone out there saying, oh, who's he to tell me wear a scary costume and go out and scare a bunch of kids? Well, this is the time to scare the kids, because when they grow up, they're going to find out that the world is filled with monsters. They might as well learn early, and they might as well be prepared for it. So you better wear something scary. You better go out there, and you better get yourself a whole shitload of candy when you come home, because I'll be watching, and I insist that I am the enforcer!